exactly how it imagined it, you know? I mean, not bad, right? How would you grade that? 5 fingers on all hands.
Very close to what I'm wearing, you know? It's good.
I've never seen you quite that animated. You're normally
No, I
pretty
don't.
chill.
I'm not that animated of a person.
So maybe a B+. But this one genuinely astounded me when I asked it to come up with a diagram that shows the difference between intelligence and consciousness. Like, how would you do that? This is what it did. I mean, this is so simple, but it's incredible. What is the kind of process that would allow, like...
That report was signed by over 30 governments. The US was not among them. Here is what that decision actually signals: who made it, who benefits, and what it costs everyone else on the planet.
As well. But I think there is a lot that governments can do, and I don't want people working in government to come away disempowered or to think that this technology is going to race on inevitably and that the race is already lost by democratic or global governance institutions. And at the UN, what we're trying to do, and I think that remains critical also in 2024, is to make sure that this discussion is not Western-centric only, that this is a truly global discussion, and that we appreciate the different contexts in which AI impacts people's lives, which varies a great deal, whether you look in, let's say, Bangladesh, another country where elections are taking place, or...
In that same week, the White House published this.
This is not the future we want. If you were listening from home, you might have thought that voice was mine and the words from me. But in fact, that voice was not mine. The words were not mine. And the audio was an AI voice cloning software trained on my floor speeches. The remarks were written by ChatGPT. When it was asked how I would open this hearing. And you heard just now the result.
What the labs asked for and what the White House framework delivered look remarkably similar.
Headquartered in San Francisco. Among the 11 co-founders were Sam Altman, Elon Musk, Greg Brockman, and Ilya Sutskever. Elon Musk co-chaired the organization, and he pledged $45 million toward a $1 billion commitment. The founding documents were specific, and they were redundant on purpose. Artificial general intelligence would not be controlled by any single financial interest. Research would be published openly. Safety would be treated as a core technical discipline. Profit was legally capped at 100 times any investor's original stake. That structure had no precedent in the industry. Every other lab in the field was structured to enrich its founders. OpenAI was structured so that
both CEOs advocate for regulation. But regulation they help design is a different thing entirely.
Part of it is we want to make sure that the American public is not getting bullied or coerced in the marketplace or tricked. And so we enforce the nation's antitrust and consumer protection laws.
And how is... Well, please. Now, I just want to make it very clear, you were not bullied or tricked into applauding, no? I don't want to be accused of monopolistic. How much pressure do these companies exert on the Federal Trade Commission? In other words, how much do they fight whatever regulation you're trying to put into place to keep them from
control planet Earth. Yep. But we're in the process of making something more intelligent than us.
Exactly.
Why don't people stop then?
Well, one of the reasons is something called the Midas touch. So King Midas is this legendary king who asked the gods, can everything I touch turn to gold? And we think of the Midas touch as being a good thing, but he goes to drink some water, the water has turned to gold. And he goes to comfort his daughter turns to gold. And so he dies in misery and starvation. So this applies to our current situation in two ways. One is that greed is driving these companies to pursue technology with the probabilities of extinction being worse than playing Russian roulette. And that's even according to the people developing the technology without our permission. And people are just fooling themselves if they...
Here is the specific language scientists flagged and why it was removed.
Thanks. The social impact could be terrible. And people are in denial. So we need more people to understand. We need more people to join the effort to steer society in a safe and ethical direction.
What do you hope will emerge from the conference?
We need the people who are concerned about the impact of advances in AI in society to get together, to talk to each other, to understand better what the science says. This is one of the things that I'm very passionate about. We need to clarify what
already collapsed. And that left the United States as the sole superpower, dominating global institutions and also exerting raw power. And that was a unipolar world. And then about 15 years ago, things got a little more complicated. The United States increasingly didn't want to be the world's policeman or the architect of global trade or even the cheerleader for global values.
And here is who absorbs the risk when the rule maker opts out of the rules.
Hello, world, and welcome to ARM TV. ARM TV live streams are regular live episodes that cover the most interesting, disruptive technology trends facing developers in the near future. Our speakers are notable visionaries and innovators who delve into the latest technologies shaping the future of computing, their impact, and how to make them work for you.
Many copies of the same set of weights, the same model of the world. And all these copies can learn separately, but share their knowledge instantly. So it's as if you had 10,000 people, and whenever one person learned something, everybody automatically knew it. And that's how these chaps can know so much more than any one person.
Well, Dr. Hinton also told the BBC the rate of progress is worrying.
Right now, what we're seeing is things like GPT-4 eclipses a person in the amount of general knowledge it has, and eclipses them by a long way.
The scientists are saying one thing, the policy is doing another. The question is whether you noticed, because most people didn't. If this video connected dots you hadn't seen before, subscribe to Nexus Report. We do this every week.